What's up, guys? It's Benny. This is what you call a Friday news dump. The DOJ shocking the world and releasing all of the Ghislaine Maxwell transcripts from their interview, nearly 30 hours, 300 pages of transcripts. Prison tapes reveals feds released recording of Ghislaine Maxwell in prison interview with Jeffrey Epstein case. This is a massive bombshell. Attorney General Todd Blanche conducted questioning of Jeffrey Epstein's longtime lover and convicted accomplice. Let's read the top line. We've done our own research here, and here we go. The Justice Department released hours of interviews between top federal prosecutor and Ghislaine Maxwell, the only person convicted and held civilly liable for a role in Jeffrey Epstein's crimes. Attorney General Deputy Todd Blanche sat down with Maxwell. This is also Trump's personal attorney, by the way, represented Trump in multiple cases in federal prison in Tallahassee, where she was being held. The terms of the interview granted limited immunity from further prosecution unless she told lies. She said that she never witnessed Trump do anything inappropriate with anybody. That's a huge takeaway. She also said some very interesting things about, well, what she thinks about Jeffrey Epstein's murder, suicide, so on and so forth. So you can see here the transcripts. This is what they look like. Again, there are hundreds of pages. So they're being combed through right now. Here's the full link. This is Todd Blanche posting it. Justice Department releasing complete transcripts of audio of his interview with Ghislaine Maxwell. Transcripts of the audio are linked below. Massive other news across Washington, D.C. The Trump Department of Justice just delivered thousands of Epstein-related documents to the Oversight Committee, and the Trump DOJ is now moving at a pace far faster than anything ever produced by the Biden DOJ, says Jamie Comer. So they're dropping all of their Epstein news right now. Trump was never inappropriate with anyone, Epstein accomplice Ghislaine Maxwell says. The Department of Justice just released transcripts of an audio interview Todd Blanche and Ghislaine Maxwell. The audio is divided into segments to reflect breaks during the interview. Some segments are shorter than others. Shorter segments result in audio tests and size limitations of recording session, except the names of the victims. Every single word is included. Nothing is removed. Nothing is hidden. Let's go ahead and jump over to the document here, shall we? Did anything bad ever happen with Donald Trump? Ghislaine Maxwell confirms she never witnessed Trump in any inappropriate setting in any way. The leftist narrative in absolute shambles. That's right. Ghislaine Maxwell testified that she only ever saw Donald Trump with Jeffrey Epstein in social settings, and they were never close friends, that she only saw him at his house, and that they were never inappropriate in any way. Here she is. This is Todd Blanche asking directly, did you ever see President Trump in any inappropriate setting? There were social settings. I don't know Epstein's, if he had whatever the nature of the president's friendship, if you will, or however you want to define it with Epstein. I never witnessed anything. I think that they were friendly like people are in social settings. I don't think that they were close friends. Or I certainly never witnessed the president in any kind of, I don't recall seeing him at the house, for instance. I actually never saw the president in any type of massage settings. I never witnessed the president in any inappropriate settings in any way. The president was never inappropriate with anybody. At times, I was with him. He was a gentleman in all respects, is the exact quote from Ghislaine Maxwell. Now, Clinton is a very different story here, which is quite fascinating. Do you ever recall whether Bill Clinton received a massage? I don't believe so, says Ghislaine Maxwell. And what makes you say you don't believe so? Well, because I don't. So that's a good question. Oh, no. A lot less direct than the President Trump answer. The time that Epstein and President Clinton spent together, the only time that I believe, well, obviously they traveled a lot together. He was on the plane 26 times. That would be one journey. So they spent a lot of time on the plane together. And I don't believe that there was ever a massage on the plane. So that would have been the only time that I think the President Clinton would have received a massage. And I don't think he did because I was there. That seems a little coy, isn't it? And we actually have photos of President Clinton getting massages on the plane. So that seems like maybe a lie that you could prosecute Ghislaine Maxwell for. I mean, there's photos of President Clinton correction, President Clinton getting a massage at the airport waiting for Epstein's plane. It's a very well publicized photo. There was some portion, Ghislaine Maxwell, saying that there was nothing from President Trump in the discovery of her case. In your discovery, in my discovery, President Trump, there was nothing on President Trump, saying for her trial, right? When they were doing discovery in order to try and protect her, was there anything on Donald Trump? Todd Blanche asks again several times, anything on Donald Trump? Anything on Donald Trump? Do you remember anything on Trump? I don't, says Ghislaine Maxwell. Goodness gracious. It says nothing about Trump. Did Trump ever receive a massage? Never. Again, it's like definitive. Unlike the Clinton answer, where it's like, he definitely was on the plane like a lot of times, and maybe he did, maybe he didn't. I don't believe so. Maybe he did. Like, this is not the kind of answer you want if you're Clinton's attorney. No. But ladies and gentlemen, this is again a massive act of total and complete transparency by the Trump administration. Here's a big one that's making a lot of news right now. Do you think that Jeffrey Epstein died of suicide? I do not believe he died of suicide. Do you believe that any speculation or view of who killed him? I do not. I don't. I ask this because if you didn't believe that there was any truth to the allegations of blackmail or any kind of list, then why would people want him killed in prison? In prison, where I am, they'll kill you. Somebody can pay a prisoner to kill you for $25 worth of commissary. That's about what the going rate is for a hit with a lock today. So she thinks that it was mismanagement, that he was killed in prison for mismanagement. Somebody paid to kill Epstein. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, President Trump was in the Oval Office talking about Epstein earlier today and explaining that he is going to release everything and explaining what this process has been about. I think this is an excellent answer. Here we go.
Your Justice Department is also sending some of the Epstein files over to the House Oversight Committee today. Are you in support of them releasing all of them?
Keeping it open.
If they wanted to release,
people shouldn't be hurt, but I'm in support of keeping it totally open. I couldn't care less. You got a lot of people that it could be mentioned in those files that don't deserve to be. People, because he knew everybody in Palm Beach. I don't know anything about that, but I have said to Pam and everybody else, give them everything you can give them, because it's a Democrat hoax. It's just a hoax. The whole Epstein thing is a Democrat hoax. So we had the greatest 6 months, 7 months in the history of the presidency, and the Democrats don't know what to do, so they keep bringing up that stuff. But it affected them. Bill Clinton was on his plane and went to the island supposedly 28 times. I don't want to bring that up, frankly. You have Larry, whatever his name is, Summers, the head of Harvard, who was Jeffrey Epstein's best friend. Nobody ever talks about that. I mean, but I don't want to hurt Larry Summers, but he was best friends with Jeffrey Epstein. No, this is a Democratic hoax to try and get the significance of what we've done over the past 7 months. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. They say it's #1 in history.
I very much look forward to seeing what the DOJ gave in the original Epstein documents to Congress. Apparently thousands of those are in. We'll continue to look through these documents to see if there is anything else. But ladies and gentlemen, this was this has been a fascinating roller coaster ride. I guess we'll see. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe. Locked in. See ya.